Hey, we're about to start the show, and you know the drill. If you've been here before and you have something important to share, please add a capital letter Q to your comment. And if you are watching live for the first time, please let us know by writing the word new, and we'll give you a nice little welcome. Enjoy the broadcast. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our morning broadcast where we take a look at news from our city, state, and country. We take a look at your ideas, thoughts, questions, suggestions, comments, everything you bring to the table that relates to Puerto Vallarta as we connect with our city as a community of English-speaking locals. It is a pleasure to see you today. It is February 29, it is leap year. So today is one extra day that we can enjoy. And of course, today is the bar leap. We have even more updates to share about this fun event that has been a pleasure to help support by adding additional promotion. And we have all kinds of interesting news to share this morning. So I hope everybody is doing great and is eager. Oh, Albert, I am so happy to see you because we have even more Raicilla news. So your battery needs to, you got to work on your battery because there's Raicilla news for you and for anyone that enjoys Raicilla in a good Mexican meal. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. A couple of formal bits of news and then all kinds of entertaining stuff to share. So let's get going. We start with a little bit of a follow-up on the news item that we shared yesterday about that construction in El Centro. We have more details. This is that new building that neighborhood residents are concerned might be too tall or taller than it is allowed. So residents from surrounding areas, both Mexican nationals and foreigners, gathered to try and find ways to have the entire block where this building is to be constructed, the entire block designed as cultural heritage and thus prevent the construction of a building that could potentially exceed the legal permit for the area. Nothing is set in stone at this stage, both figuratively and literally, but it is nice to see concerned residents working together to protect the integrity of this very traditional part of the city. An interesting item on this article, I might say, is the reference to Jalisco's official journal, where a list of all the protected properties in the city due to historical relevance is published. The list was published on November 15, 2014, and I will attach the link to this list in the show notes. This may be interesting to you or not. Maybe you have been Airbnb-ing in protected property and you don't even know it. Maybe you're thinking of demolishing something when you shouldn't. Well, looking at this list will probably save you some time. Now, let's talk about Luis Michel, or I should say former city mayor Luis Michel, now that it seems clear that he has stepped down from Puerto Vallarta's mayorship and his wife is set to become the Morena candidate for the position, many unanswered questions remained. At the top of the question list, why did he step down, after all, if he is not going to run for mayor? But we don't have answers for those. We know, however, that elections will take place in approximately 3 months. And Vallarta Independiente takes a look at his legacy as mayor, showcasing the projects that did not get done, the promises that remain unfulfilled, and so forth. The article showcases places and situations we've mentioned in the past, such as the current condition of the Malecón, the number of homeless people now roaming around the tourist areas of the city, or, for example, the Rio Cuale pedestrian bridge, which was supposed to be remodeled, where the pavement was to be replaced, and this hasn't happened. Talk about a big unfulfilled promise. Now, in all fairness, we have seen publications of all the accomplishments of the current administration. So is it fair to say he's accomplished a lot or not? It is really difficult to answer, but it's something to be mindful of. And hopefully some of these things will be resolved in the next few months that the current administration has left. And hopefully for those things that have not been completed, there will be some kind of follow-up as we transition to a new administration. But we know from past experience that this can be a lot or too much to wish for. We'll just have to wait and see. Speaking of wait and see, let us see what our weather forecast has in store for us for today. And Snarky Weather says, fun fact, all crime, including murder, is decriminalized on leap years. Well, that's not funny. Well, it is kind of funny, but it really isn't. It is 23 degrees out there right now. Our humidity is at 54%, which is not bad. And purim pam pum pum. Our weather forecast for today, mostly cloudy skies throughout the day with a high of 28 and a low of 17. Tomorrow, Friday, mostly cloudy skies throughout the day with a high of 28 and a low of 17 again. And then Saturday, mostly cloudy skies throughout the day with a high of 28 and a low of 17. So the weather was not going to be moving all that much in the next few days. I was out and about with friends, went to the movies yesterday, and it was nice to walk around. And it was fun to remember that things can get chilly at Cinépolis when you're at La Isla. So do remember to bring your favorite shawl or a sweater or a something if you choose to go to the movies. Now, I want to follow up on this news item that we published yesterday on a new luxury gay hotel coming to the city. I thought, based on information that I received, that I misunderstood, that the new hotel might be going into that property that is right next to Parque Lázaro Cárdenas. That is not true. That is not the case. I misunderstood the information that I got, and I wanted to disclaim that. The new hotel, the Tryst, El Triste, is going to be taking over a property that is now known as Hotel Amapa, previously known as the Abbey, and this is a hotel on Pulpito Street that, I don't spend a lot of time in that part of the city, but it's been working and then not working and then remodeled and then not remodeled. All I know is that is where the new Tryst hotel is going to be located. And of course, today is Leap Day, and today is the Bar Leap. And Monson Brewing has kindly posted the hours for each bar that is participating so that you don't get to the bar and you realize that it's not open yet. Not all bars open at the same time. But I have been just totally tickled with this event and how the organizers have gone out of their way to take advantage of what social media can do to help you promote what you do. No, I'm not friends with any of the owners. I'm not invested in the event beyond the fact that it is such a pleasure to see people organizing events that are new, different, original, and that are properly promoted. So, in that spirit, we continue to mention the Bar Leap and we continue to publish their links. And we hope they break a leg and have a very, very successful afternoon and evening today. If any of the owners is watching, it's been a pleasure to support you. And, keep sending wonderful events, keep sending well-documented, well-publicized events, and it'll be such a pleasure to mention them here, provided that they fall within the parameters of what our viewership is interested in. And I know that a lot of us love to drink wine, so Vallarta Independiente has published a reminder of the upcoming Vinoma Fest Wine Festival that will take place in the city from March 7 to March 9. The event will feature conferences and wine tastings at different venues, and all the information and tickets can be found in the article referenced here, which, as usual, will be contained in the show notes. And our friends Carmen and Claudia from Oculto have alerted us of another public dinner, this time around partnering with a very well-respected Raicilla brand. I get my English and Spanish pronunciations all mixed up. Raicilla La Chamana from San Sebastián del Oeste is going to partner with Oculto, and the result is a menu that has been crafted by Chef Diego Sanchez that will showcase this acclaimed distillery and the Raicilla that they make. And of course, we know that Raicilla is a traditional Mexican spirit from our state. Guests will have the opportunity to savor the distinct notes of Raicilla and other products by La Chamana, expertly paired with each course to enhance the overall dining experience. And since Carmen was kind enough to share beautiful show and tell, how about this? This is a beautiful lechuguilla field in San Sebastián del Oeste. This is the plant or the variety of agave plant that is used to make Raicilla. The process begins after the plants have matured with a jimador, and that's the name of the person that cuts the jima, or the center, the heart of the plant. Each plant is the leaves are removed, and the cores are put in a brick oven so that they can be cooked. Once the plant is used, you have to wait for many years for another plant to be mature enough to be used again. And of course, after all the processes that are involved in creating Raicilla, you end up with beautifully packaged products. So again, this is going to be a fun dinner that will take place on the 15th of this month from 7 to 9:30. As always, it is a pleasure to promote these dinners because Carmen and her staff go out of their way to promote Mexican cuisine in the most traditional way. So Carmen, break a leg with this dinner. I hope it goes super well. I have a couple of more things to share with you this morning. When it's time to go to the beach, there is more to going to the beach and more to the local experience than Los Muertos. Tribuna de la Bahía breaks down the most beautiful beaches in the state of Jalisco in this article that I recommend, and the reasons why you may want to consider visiting them. So you may want to take a look at this if you are a beach goer and you wish to break away from the Los Muertos experience. I want to thank you for all the responses that I've been getting for our Coffee and Headlines meet and greet survey. Everything that you've shared has been very, very useful. We will continue mentioning this throughout the week just to get as many responses as we can. And of course, This afternoon at 4 o'clock, we're going to have our What's on Your Mind members only live broadcast. 4 o'clock, you have an option to participate as a viewer and comment as a viewer, as you always do. But you also have an option of coming on the show with me as an interviewee, and you can tell us about what you're up to, if you have something on your mind, if you have an event, if you have whatever you have. All you have to do is be a member of Coffee and Headlines. And this happens today at 4 o'clock. I will see you there. I'll be there, of course. And the last thing that I want to mention that just randomly came into my mind this morning, or maybe it is because I'm about to start preparing for another trip to Guadalajara. You know, it's been over 2 decades since I last visited an IKEA store. So I'm fueled by my memories of a fun experience. But then again, my choice in shopping and my choice in lifestyle has changed quite a bit in the last 2 decades. I don't buy a lot of stuff anymore. Nevertheless, it's been forever since we talked about the Raicilla, the IKEA store in Guadalajara, which you may remember last year we mentioned that IKEA was coming to Guadalajara. So just out of curiosity, I went and visited the IKEA website this morning. And of course, on the front page, we see a construction project that is starting to look like an IKEA store. And the short of it is we still don't know when it's going to open, but at least the website is already collecting names and whatever for you to have your discount card or whatever promos they offer. Of course, they want to collect all your information, so you may or may not want to do that. Of course, once the store opens, I'll be so freaking curious to go and explore it in Guadalajara. It's going to be located in Zapopan. And I may be totally giddy about it based on my memories, or I may be like, meh, another big shop. But there you have it. That is what we have for today. And let's cut to chit-chat mode so that we can see what is on your mind this lovely Thursday morning. It is Thursday, right, Luna? Yes, Luna says yes. I see lots of good mornings, which is awesome. I'm looking for Q's. I'm looking for capital letter Q's. And I'm scrolling and looking for capital. What do you know? I don't see any capital letters Q's today, so that's okay. No problem. If this is a good time to stop the broadcast, this is a good time to stop the broadcast. As always, I am grateful for your company. I am working on a fun interview today that will be available sometime soon, and a couple of other things that are in the works. As always, I thank you for keeping me company this morning. I thank you for your feedback on the survey and your feedback always and your participation here at Coffee and Headlines. It is always very much appreciated. So go have an amazing day, and hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good one.